up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas,
And I'm T-Bone.
and we're coming at you with another video today where we're going to be doing our Carolina Panthers Week 15 recap of their matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. The Panthers get their second win of the season over division rivals, the Atlanta Falcons. This is a big one if you're a Panthers fan. Obviously, not a lot of things to cheer for this year, but in a game where tickets were 45 cents, they weren't actually. It was that was a edited screenshot, but they were $9, which is still pretty insanely cheap.
Cheaper than the beer
Yep.
at said game.
I mean, you could probably buy a bottle of water for $10 or something like that. Like, it's
Oh,
crazy.
God.
But the Panthers get their second win of the season. T-Bone, as the residential Panthers fan, I'd like to get your thoughts on this one.
Thank you, Vegas. I really appreciate that. This is a good win. This is a real good win on a real stained season. This is a win that we needed. This is a win that we needed, and this is a win that really feels good. And once again, it's funny because our wins aren't even our best games. So that's another thing about these wins. It's comforting to see that this isn't even our best, and we can win with this. This was good. This wasn't our best, but this was good. Our defense was putting on a show. Frankie Louvu performing as usual. Xavier Woods, I've been on the Xavier Woods train. I'm glad he got that int. Brian Burns with the fumble recovery, sticky hands, Spider-Man. I love it. Number 0. It was beautiful. And Troy Hill with the forced fumble on Robinson. It was good stuff. I loved it. I was all about it. That fumble was really necessary. It was really painful seeing that we could not score an offensive or defensive point. But it was really nice that we were able to get our guys in position and get these scores. Not a single offensive score, not one, and that does look bad, and it is bad. It's bad that you can't do that. But it was raining and it was nasty and it just wasn't good stuff. Let's take a look at the guys. Tommy Tremble, nice little 2 yard, not 2 yard, 2 receptions. Mingo, 4 receptions. Thielen, 4 receptions, 43 yards, 32 yards. Emir Smith-Marset was used a couple plays. Special teams, rushing and receiving. He didn't do much in the receiving game, but I mean, he did do something. It was negated after something else. But I kind of like that we have found another gadget guy, because we did. We had our gadget guy with Laviska Shenault, and he's injured, so we kind of found our dude. So, and I really like that. I like that we have these just athletic guys that rush and catch and do special team stuff. So, and you saw him in the Chicago game with our only touchdown. So I loved that he was getting love. Chuba Hubbard continuing to perform why he wants to be the number 1 guy. I don't think Sanders is going to stick around, and that sucks because I think that's going to be the beginning of the end. Unless he pulls an Adrian Peterson and like on his third team he just pops off. I don't see it. Or whatever the Redskins team was with AP, because I know Peterson had made sort of a comeback with the Redskins. But I don't think we're going to keep Sanders. Moreover, I think he's going to move on. I mean, it's understandable. I mean, I don't blame him. You know, I think he's good. I still think he's good. I think he's a very good dude. It just didn't work out. And I like that Chuba is. I don't like that Sanders isn't, but I like that Chuba is. I like that we have this man who was originally not wide receiver, running back 2. He originally was number 2 on the season, and he was on one injury with Sanders. He was able to crawl his way back up, and it's once again, sucks about Sanders, but it's kind of cool to see one guy, as soon as you get your chance, you have to take it. You have to seize your opportunity, and that's what Hubbard's doing. So he's been real nice to us. So Bryce Young, no touchdowns, doesn't look good, but very, very crucial. He was 13 of 19 and was 5 of 5 on the final game-winning drive for the field goal. And we got on the 1-yard line. And we could have run it in, but we chewed clock to the 1 second mark to get Eddie P, Steady Eddie, the kick. And let's get to that. Let's get to that kick. All 3 points, or all 9 points, all Eddie Pinheiro. Don't talk to me about special team stuff, about how we don't need special teams, about how we don't need kicks. Because I've seen that argument around. I've seen that argument. I'm gonna get on a little soapbox. I've seen that argument around how we don't need kickers, we don't need special teams. Shut up. Games like this are why we need it. It's fun. It looks weird, but it's fun. I'm a big special teams guy, big safety guy, big special teams guy, big 2-point conversion guy. I love it. I love it, and it really gives guys a chance to shine. So Eddie Pinheiro gets his second special teams player of the week in the past 2 seasons. One last year, one this year, and I think it's deserved. I don't know if he's Pro Bowl worthy because there's been a lot of good kickers. Specifically, the other one on the other side, Young Wei Koo, most accurate kicker ever. For now.
Very small sample size. Doesn't have to deal with the fact.
Yeah.
Doesn't deal with the fact that he hasn't aged yet. Because what ends up happening is a lot of legendary guys will start to age, and that'll screw their overall percentage.
Yeah. Father time gets you, man. But I mean, I still think Young Wei Koo's good. So I don't know if Eddie P's Pro Bowl worthy, but he's deserving of this award this week. Funny enough, guys on our team, both wins. Houston Texans and Falcons, we got a guy in the player of the week. Frankie Louvu, Houston Texans, Eddie Pinheiro, Atlanta Falcons, respectively. And so it was really, really hard to watch, and it was really scary. But it is a statement because, it is the Atlanta Falcons. But to hold them to 1 score, to hold them to a 1-score game. Just one touchdown. And we said, no more, you're done. Was it a little bit telling that we could not get into the end zone? Yes. And we need to work on it. But Bryce going 5 of 5 on a game-winning drive in the rain for, pardon me, I'm going to pull up the exact number real quick. I'm just, because I want to get this exactly right. 68 yards. 90-yard game-winning drive, 5 for 5 of 68 passing yards. Good stuff. Good stuff. DJ Chark is not on this list. His 1 reception of 18 yards, he did an excellent toe tap. I recommend looking it up. It's very nice. Let's take a look. QBs with 2 game-winning drives this season. Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Josh Allen, and Bryce Young. That's 2 rookies on the number. That's 5 quarterbacks. Bryce Young and CJ Stroud on that list. Next to Dak and Trevor and Josh, it's pretty big names. And obviously this is, some cherry picking stats. I remember back, I think I've talked about this before. It was like 2 seasons ago, back when, Burrow versus Herbert was the big topic. And we, a bunch of people think Burrow was better is, he's 3rd down completions over 20 yards, and just really cherry picking stats. And it seems like it, but also some of it's, it kind of is, but also it kind of isn't.
The clutch factor is a big deal when it comes to winning football games. That is a reality, and one of my issues with the New England Patriots, and this isn't necessarily disrespect to Mac Jones because he's had clutch moments where other guys messed up. This isn't a Mac Jones thing, but the Patriots have lacked that clutch gene in them.
Yeah.
So and again, Mac Jones makes clutch plays, like great throw to Devontae Parker against the Raiders. Year 1 against the Buccaneers, got his team in a field goal range. Folk just missed the kick. That's not on Mac Jones. A lot of these things, Jones will make mistakes in the clutch, but a lot of them aren't on. A lot of the stuff that where we don't win in the clutch aren't on him. Again, the Juju Smith-Schuster drop for a pick against the Commanders. So I've seen the lack of clutch on my own team really, really hurt. So Bryce Young is a guy who can be clutch when you need him to. That is a big deal. The clutch gene is especially rare in today's NFL.
Oh yeah.
And so, if you got a guy who's got that in him, watch out.
Oh yeah. Some other stuff. Let's look at some other stuff. Here's kind of a cherry pick stack that I read. The Panthers haven't run one play in which I've seen this on as at Steve Reed AP on Twitter. I saw this on Instagram. Crazy stat: the Panthers haven't run one play in which they're leading in the fourth quarter. Both wins came on the final play of the game when they were trailing. No team since at least 1991 has gone an entire season without leading in the fourth quarter at the beginning of any play. So just an interesting little stat. Let's look at the defense. Ehiro Evero. I'm not quite sure how I'm pronouncing the Ejiro Evero defensive coordinator. I should probably have learned that, but I'm not going to lie to you. I've been kind of all over the place on coordinators. I understand he was a new addition this year, but it's just, I've just been kind of all over the place looking at players and stuff. Silently, our defense is third on yards allowed. We have the third-ranked defense in the NFL. That is insane. That is quite frankly a masterpiece. With what we're doing, it is a masterpiece. How much we've turned the ball over. We have had actually a 30-second drive. Or no, actually I think it was like 45 seconds. We've been turning the ball over quick. Or punting it and all that, but all these chances and the defense is still doing this. This is incredible. And it's not just the big guys either. We have like guys like Xavier Woods coming up clutch, Frankie Louvu, and despite the injuries, we're holding it down. We're proving that we have the depth. So, I've heard some talk of promoting our DC to head coach. I think he's one of the candidates that you should consider. Also, Greg Olson, if offers on the table, obviously, because that'd be awesome. So really, just wow. Look at us, 12-2. I wish 2-12, third-ranked defense. Next to guys like, let's look at this. Number 1, Cleveland Browns, obviously. Number 2, Baltimore Ravens, understandable. Number 4, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 5, Miami Dolphins. And number 3, the Carolina Panthers. Those are some big names. Those are some big names. And the Browns should also be applauded with how much they've overcome. Deshaun, Chubb, other injuries around. And they're overcoming it with Joe Flacco, an elite guy. So, but honestly, just the fact that we are the ranked 3, it's great. It's great. You gotta look for those little small victories. Tepper's Carolina. Let's look at it. Let's view it. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did we say? It was 6 coaches, including interims. Vegas.
Yes, it was 6 total head coaches in.
Yes. In 6 years.
6 years, I'm pretty sure. It's 6 years.
30 wins, 64 losses, 6 total head coaches. That is abysmal. The Tepper effect is real. It is.
The TJ Watt big hit effect is also real.
Don't remind me. But seriously, we're in dark times like these, you got to look for those bright spots. Look at this, and really also, I saw this comment somewhere, not on our YouTube, but on Instagram. That's where I get a lot of my stuff. That's where my bread and butter, Vegas' bread and butter is Twitter. It's just how it is. We get more information that way, really.
Instagram is unusable in my opinion. I cannot. Its interface makes no sense to me whatsoever. Twitter is the only social media interface that I like.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to just navigate, go here. It's all very compartmentalized in a way that works well for me, and it's also just the best place to like get news, information, this, that, the other. Like the kind of stuff that I'm interested in, that kind of content is also on Twitter. So
yeah.
Twitter works for me. I can be pretty active sometimes in Twitter spaces.
Let's call it that. But I read this comment. Adam Thielen will thrive so much when he's not wide receiver 2. Or when he's not wide receiver 1. When he's wide receiver 2, he'll thrive so much. Because looking at this, Vegas said this. I don't know if it was on video. It was a great thing he said. Great core. We don't just have that guy. We've got the core. We've got guys in the depth that will do what needs to be done. We've got the guys that'll make the catches in the rain and just come in and do stuff. We've got those dudes. We don't have our big guy that we look to every time. We don't have the number 1. But as soon as we get that, wow. And that puts some relief on once we get our number 1 guy, which I hope we realize in the offseason, that puts relief on Thielen. That way he can flourish as a beautiful 2 at the ripe old age of 34. You kidding me? One of his best seasons, not one of his best seasons, but a really great season for him in his old age. So it's just past the all-time yards on receiving yards on Dez Bryant. So now he is above Dez in all-time receiving yards. 7,000 something. Just a little thing to learn. So, with that being said, it is imperative to me, and it really. I saw a video of a big Panthers guy, big Panthers fan, and he was saying that he thinks Bryce is a bust and doesn't belong with the Panthers, and it just isn't going to be a fit. It's not going to be a fit. It's not going to work out. And this was right before the Atlanta game. This big old rainstorm in Charlotte, in Queen City. And Bryce did it. Bryce did what he needed to do. And it was nice. It was nice to look at. Obviously, I would like a touchdown from him, but it's nice. It was nice to see it. It was nice to see this win. It was a good win. We're playing for glory now, and I hope. I'm not one to be salty. That's not true. Ask me after I play a round of 40K. I was talking to my friends about this. I would rather be 7-7, but if you ask me if I want my Super Bowl to be to wish to go 9-8, or my Super Bowl to wreck as many people's dreams as possible, give me dream shatter. As our D tackle, Derek Brown, who's been also having a nice little career with us. He's been going off good. He's been doing good. Didn't hear much from him until this season, doing solid work. He said it after the game. Atlanta's going on vacation with us, and I can't put it better. I can't put it better. We're out, but we're going to take as many people out with us. Any game, if you have hopes, if you have aspirations to try and make a push, oh, pal, you better hope. You better hope you don't come against the Panthers, because we're going to do everything in our power to ruin it for you. We want as many people mad at us as possible. I want every single game from here on out. I want Tabor just shouting in that locker room that he wants at this game to just be, let's pull a Lions Week 18 last year. We're not making it, but
let
neither
the
are you.
heads roll.
Yep. We're not. You're not. We're not going to make it, but neither are you. Neither are you. We're going to hold you back. You're staying. You're sitting on the couch with us. Come February. All right. You're gonna be in Cabo with us. You're gonna be in Cancun with us. And you're gonna be so mad. You're gonna be so mad about it. I can't be. I don't want you to get riled up because we're 2-12. That's nothing to get riled up about. But we're playing for nothing but glory at this point. And we are. You see that? We the week after we get out of playoff contention, because we still had a chance. We still had a chance. What was it? Week 13, I think it was, or week 14. Can't remember what the exact.
I think it was. I think it was around week 12 or week 13 when y'all got eliminated.
Yeah. And we freaked out this win. Why are we excited? We're not going to the playoffs, but we're trying to drag the Falcons down with us. We're not letting you go neither. So I'm gonna be really cheering against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm gonna be really cheering against them.
You really want the Saints to go, or is this just a Baker Mayfield thing?
No, honestly. Do you want my actual opinion?
What?
It's just the fact that we only have one more interdivisional game, and it's the Buccaneers.
And it's just you want to be able to beat the Bucs.
Yeah, I want to be able to say I want to be able to be the hand that draws and says, no, you're not going. You're not going. You're staying with us, and you're staying with us postseason, pal. You're staying with us on the couch. Because really, I feel like I want the Saints to not go the most, which shouldn't be the case because the Falcons I'm more chippy at. But
you've done your work against the Falcons. Like, if I'm a Panthers fan, if I had to choose one of the three teams I would want to represent the division in the playoffs, because one of them got to do it, unfortunately, I would want it to be the Buccaneers. Like,
yep.
Just thinking from knowing you for the longest time, you've always hated the Saints and the Falcons more, largely because long term those two franchises were more successful, even if Tampa have won more Super Bowls than both of them. It was more in one-off years than long-term success that was a thorn in your side.
And you think about it, Breeze and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was no slouch back in the day, guys.
Matt Ryan was very good. Man had a great year, won an MVP, and was some incompetent coaching away from a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that Super Bowl loss wasn't on him. He did his job. The coaching in that game was abysmal.
And it just so happens that you had the greatest coach of all time on the other side.
So naturally, Jerry Jones hired the guy.
Actually, funny enough, I've heard through the grapevine, Dan Quinn's trying to put out some feelers for a head coaching job, and some people are putting out feelers back thinking about it.
Well, given how bad some of the coaching in this league has been, I'm not surprised. Still don't
know
how...
Brandon Stanky.
Anyone. I don't know. Anyone in the AFC South has a head coaching job. The only reason guys still have head coaching jobs is because of the possibility of making the playoffs, and tearing it down at this point in the year when you might be able to make the playoffs is a problem. Like, there's definitely like a lack of consistency thing, but I would not be surprised if heads start to roll when it comes to coaches in this division. I mean, we already saw that happen with Carolina. And they can't make the playoffs, so it makes sense.
Oh, by the way, Chris Tabor tied 7th all time for franchise wins as a head coach. Tied with Frank Reich. So, but anyways, back to it, I guess, so obviously some negatives are we can't ignore the Saints last week. Obviously I talked about it last week, but that's still, just thinking about it, that is some abysmal, unenthusiastic offensive coordination. And thinking about it, kind of unenthusiastic this week too. Steady Eddie is why we got the win, but we get we shore up that offensive line. I'm going to keep beating that drum, playing that record, and I should because it's been abysmal. Get a better offensive line, get a true wide receiver one, have that nice depth and core where they need to make the catches where they can, have a relieved feeling on wide receiver 2. Get better coaching. Really, really pick from the heart. Pick with culture. That's another thing. And hopefully Tepper will see the light. Get better culture. And we got something. I'm really hoping that we can make something of this division next year. I really am. Because I don't envision it getting a lot better next year. It may get one win better. I think for the time being, it's going to be like this. And it's not on Baker either. If Tampa Bay had better coaching and culture, they'd have more wins. I fully believe it. Their coaching and cultures is driving them to the dirt. But really, looking at that defense, man, if we can hold on to at least a couple of those guys, hoping Brian Burns stays. Look at this. And the special teams. I hope Eddie stays. He's missed a couple. Of them. Missed a couple of field goals. When the chips are down and the entire stadium staring down at him, all 3,500 of us, because it was kind of an empty stadium.
When there was less attendance at this game than during the COVID year.
Yeah, well, it was raining, and also it's David Tepper. But seriously, clutch time, Eddie. It's real. It is. When he needs to make it, he can. The Houston Texans game, he missed a I think an extra point earlier in that game. But he came back and he got that win. And once again, obviously it's 2-12. You got to scrounge up for good stuff. But looking at these guys, this is probably the happiest 2-12 I've seen, other than like the 0-16 Lions, because the 0-16 Lions were having a fun time. Who is it? Orlovsky was talking about how him and Calvin Johnson were just having a great time during that season. So, and it sucks that such a happy bunch is going through such a rough time. But I've seen some of the social media posts. Some of these guys are here to stay, and some of them really want to bring something here. And it really means a lot to me as a Panthers fan to see these guys coming together on these wins. Because you're not going to always get these. Really, 2-12. You can't take things for granted. And just seeing Bryce smile and everything, not to get too gay with it, but just seeing him happy, just seeing a kid happy that he gets his win. So, like I'll say it this week, I'll say it last week. Good things coming. Good things are coming. We get a little better each time. We may take a couple steps back, but I promise you, proverbially and maybe physically, we'll take a few steps forward. It's about all it for me.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add to that. I think you covered a lot of my thoughts pretty well. I would, if offered something in the Panthers organization at a high level, I actually think Cam Newton would take it and enjoy it. Because Cam Newton has shown to me that he very clearly cares about the Carolina Panthers and their success.
He does.
And he's one of those guys who Cam Newton is the face of the Carolina Panthers, and he always will be, no matter who comes through, because of what he did for that franchise, and he deserves to be.
Yeah.
He's a guy who understands what makes Panther football great, more so than anyone else, and he is a very, very, very intelligent dude. He doesn't always look like it or sound like it, but he's insanely smart. And he's been in a lot of places where he's learned a lot, and I think he will have a very good understanding of how to bring a winning culture to a football organization, especially the Carolina Panthers.
I'm going to add to that just a little bit, just because you brought it up. He put himself in situations in which he had not known the playbook. I mean, Baker did it too with that little Rams stint last year, but you know, you don't just do that. You don't just jump in a situation with very little knowledge, crappy situations, or not great situations, or maybe shaky situations, and don't just try and get wins. You don't just do that. And he did. He did. It shows his passion for the game. And I do hope one day that he gets inducted into the Panthers Hall of Honor. That's kind of our greatest Patriots or whatever you guys call it. Patriots Hall of Fame?
Patriots.
I don't know.
We have the Patriots Hall of Fame.
You got the 100 greatest Bears, all that. I think it's the 70 great commanders or whatever, but every team typically has one. So I do hope one day that he gets into the Hall of Honor, because he's just a great dude. He brought us a lot of fame, a lot of success, and he put us on the map. All love to Jake Delhomme and Steve Smith and Musi Muhammad and John Casey and Fox and Julius Peppers. I can name. I think I could name 100 more. I definitely think I could. How much I played Madden 05 and Madden 11, I can definitely name 100 Panthers. But so many guys have just brought success to this place, and all love to that. All love to that 03, 04 squad. But I don't think anyone is going to do it like Cam Newton. No one did, and I don't think anyone will again. He did something special. He really did. And it is a tragedy of what happened to him, but I do hope he actually comes back into the quarterback coaching position, because we fire a quarterbacks coach. John know how I feel about it, because I do. I liked McCown. I thought McCown was cool. He was really passionate, but if Cam can do it, because I think Cam can bring a level of coaching. I really think he can. I think he can coach these guys up and teach Bryce how to take hits more effectively. I mean, he can take hits, but try and use his body more a little bit with what he can. So, but I do hope that. I hope Luke Kuechly comes back, because he was in 2021, the year after he retired, he did something. But I'm hoping that he comes back. Hoping a lot of those 2015 guys come back as coaching assistants or something, because I feel like that'd be great. That'd be so cool for Shaq Thompson, because Shaq Thompson was a rookie the year 2015. Old man Shaq, who got injured this year, unfortunately. Hope he comes back next year. He was a rookie, and he saw all these guys ball out, and now he's last man standing. And it'd be so cool to just have your old buddy, help you out. So, I do hope that we can get some, helping the assistants, coaching wise with some of the former dudes. Now, barring you get me excited again, Vegas, I think this will be officially the last thing I have to say.
Yeah, you're very talkative today, that's for sure.
Well, man, win's a win. I like me won't win.
No, don't. We both know that it's not a very common occurrence for us, so we have to savor every positive moment we can get.
Oh, yeah.
Please be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. We would love to hear what you all have to say. And that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the mix.